Cool. So today I am really running and chatting with somebody, a good friend of mine, Keith Buzz Hong.
Good morning, Mark. Hi, everyone.
How you doing?
Very good.
So we'll see how we get on running and chatting, and hopefully people can hear us. And also me trying to remember everything without a notebook.
Okay.
So for those outside the running community, Keith is kind of embed into that running community, festival director, and also the founder of Run Nation. So why don't we kick off with you telling us a bit about Run Nation and maybe some of the festivals that you've directed.
A bit of context. Run Nation is it's a film festival, a collection of stories of people from various different walks of life, and we use film and running as a medium of storytelling. And perhaps in my own journey of curating and being festival director of the event for the last 5 years, it's been really a privilege to hear and watch and talk to all the people who made and were part of the films. Every time people always ask me what are the films that's really important, that really stands out. I think the first one is always, and it goes back to one of your other guests, Kirli Deer. Kirli Deer, as all of Mark's guests would have known, ran across country New South Wales to raise awareness against domestic violence. I think a story touched people when it gives them the twist and give them the context that it's often problems they don't realize that exist. And for Kirli's story, it is really all those disclosures that she received along the way. That was really special. So that for me is such a powerful film. So for those who have not seen it, Mark might just put a reference to Kirli's film. So that's
Was that the Steps Together?
No, that's the very first one.
Okay.
That she ran across. I believe it's 820k in 12 days.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, okay, yeah. The Steps Together was the second.
That's correct.
1,300 kilometer run.
That's correct. Yeah.
Cool.
The second story, it's an all-time community favorite. It's called For the Love of Mary. For the Love of Mary, which has nothing to do with the Ben Stiller movie, Something About Mary. So For the Love of Mary, it's about the amazing, lovely George. So George is a 86 or 87 years old runner who started running a lot more when his wife of many decades passed away. And he's still the oldest person to participate in the local fun run. What I love about that film is just the raw emotions and the raw joy for the sport, the simplicity of the sport, and the love of for his wife, and how he brings it all together. It's very self-hug, very heartwarming. So those are the two.
Awesome. And I love the Beau Miles
the
ones
Beau Miles.
as well.
Beau
Just
Miles.
very cool, very quirky. And just a lot of fun. Awesome. So what I'd love to talk to you about now, as I said, you're so embedded into that running community. We were talking just before we came on camera. I think about 4 or 5 different people, when I was speaking to them about Brisbane to Sydney, said, you need to speak to Keith. And I was like, okay. The first time I was like, yep, cool. And then I kept saying, I've already spoken to him. And you helped me with all of the planning and I suppose logistically how to approach it, which I massively thank you for.
You're welcome.
So yeah, could you just tell us a bit about the running community and what it means to you?
the running community, what it means to me. Oh, that's a curly one. I've been in Australia for coming to 19 years, 4 months. So it was really the running community that I got into the wrong crowd. It was a crowd that wanted to do 6-foot track marathon as a training run. And that was what I immediately threw myself in. A new migrant to the country, someone who have no friends within this part of the world. And I suppose with that, it allowed me to become my second home, my second partner, my second family. And the space is very different. And for me, fortunately, over the last 10, 11 years, I have been able to incorporate running into my professional career. And I really try and give back both time, advice, if it's of any value to some people, or even some food for thought, if it works or not. But pretty much I live, breathe, work the sport of running.
Yeah. And it's amazing to see you at, I think I've bumped into you at a number of different races, like the start of 6 foot, some of the other races. I think I bumped into you at the finish as well.
Yep.
So I don't know how you did that. Now, obviously this is also about the topic of mental fitness.
Yep.
And so if we could just switch gears now a little bit to talk about, I suppose, put your different hat on.
The Gotcha for Life hat.
And talk to us about, I suppose, your own self-care, because you're seen as this super positive guy, big smile on your face, and you know, every time I speak to you, come into contact with you, then when I leave, I'm probably smiling for about 24 hours after. So
I'm good. I like the osmosis effect.
If you could tell us about, I suppose, your own self-care routine, and what do you do to I suppose, stay so positive?
One of the biggest daily reminder is who are the people I choose to talk to each day. I don't know who said that, but we are the best of the 6 people around us, or 6 people that we come in contact every day, or closest to. So I just need to look back at my Facebook Messenger or my phone dial list. There tend to be this few people, and I always ask myself every day, I'm not kidding, every day, how is this person adding value to my life? And by conversely, how am I adding value to this person's life? There are friends, like for example, a good friend, Simon Wallnizer. I have been doing core work with him on Zoom every night. Man, my abs hurt. And we were doing all this core work. And there are friends whom provides me with perspective of their challenges that they face. So I think by surrounding ourselves with the people that we really want to aspire to, not that we already are, but we really aspire to, we're able to elevate the way we do things, the way we talk, the way we act, the way we can be more professional in what we do. Recently I reached out to someone that I have a lot of respect with, and I said, I need a kick in the bum professionally. Can you give me a hand, allow me to check in every 3-4 weeks? He was surprised, but he said yes. So that person is CEO of a big organization, professionally very well respected within the running community as well. And there's things like that I try and hold myself accountable. So I don't allow myself to pick a goal that is flat.
Very cool. And what do you do when you feel momentarily stressed or overwhelmed?
Like this period? So with everyone, this is a really unusual period for us. I think how I approach this period, which I definitely have suffered my fair share of flatness, fair share of down period.
Yeah.
I tried to run it out. It didn't work. I tried to run it out. However, it was one with no context. It was with no purpose. There was no drive, and I was literally running myself into the ground. Sorry, the question was about self-care. But I really try and allow myself to acknowledge and start writing down what are the 6 things that I need to accomplish each day. I try and set myself small goals. I know it sounds weird. If I want to write gratitude journal every day, instead of writing every day, good morning. Instead of writing, I want to write 7 goals every day. I'll just write 2 this week. So it's achievable in the small steps. I love listening to my music. I love listening to a bit of a reflective music just to reset my head.
Yeah.
And I try and do things that is not running. And for the period I'm going through, I'm playing a lot of my piano.
Yeah,
which
I've
is
seen.
pretty cool.
And people need to check you out on Facebook for that.
But I think really essentially for everyone, acknowledging and really accepting that, okay, this is a shit period, this is a shit time going through, or this is a shit, sorry I keep saying shit, this is a difficult phase, sorry for the beep, this is a difficult period in my life, and then going and do what we do. Oh, we're turning around.
We are. Oh, sorry.
And doing what we do, your hand must be tight. And doing what we do as runners, we plan, we work out how to attack, we work out who's the best therapist we can talk to. I have 3 good friends that I can call anytime, and I know how to get them when they have their phone on do not disturb mode. I have a psychologist that I see every 2 months, just as a download. Oh, my wife is blah 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 blah. My running is really an opportunity to be really transparent, open.
Yep.
So that's my maintenance.
Yep.
And I make sure I do as much things on my own as I can.
Yeah.
So when I'm with people, I'm with people.
Yeah.
I'm not going, oh yeah, I saw you yesterday. How was that yesterday? I'm not giving you the attention that I want to give you.
Yeah. Very cool.
Have I answered your questions?
You have. And just before we jumped on camera, we talked about Tomorrow Man.
Tomorrow Man.
And it's something that I suppose I've experienced. It's one of Gotcha for Life's program partners.
Yeah.
And you'd booked along last year. Would you mind just sharing your experiences there, and I suppose what were the key take-ups for you?
Yeah. Tomorrow Man gives everyone a bit of context. It's a mental health support group, very similar to Gotcha for Life, which is a great initiative. It's obviously a men's only group, Tomorrow Man, but it wasn't a 12-step or AA format. It's really an environment where when they mean it's a safe space for men to chat, it's a safe space for men to chat. In my very first time I was there, men who are professionals, who are millionaires, who had no penny in their bank, spoke about sexuality, spoke about suicides, and there were multiple discussions on that.
Yeah.
Spoke about the pressure of being the quintessential Aussie bloke. You got to say it's all right, mate. They say the pressure for them to maintain that level of I need to be the typical Aussie guy. It's a lot of stress and a lot of strain. And because it's different, because there's no female in that group, there is no need to have alpha male to go, I'm fine. I need to beat my chest. And so it becomes a very, very, very vulnerable in a nice, in a not so much Brene Brown way, but in a very, oh Mark, you have a problem, me too. What's your problem? My problem is this too. So it became a very, very connected environment and allow the conversation about mental health and primary premise of what Gotcha for Life is trying to achieve to be discussed and to be worked on in a very, very constructive way.
Very cool. So, lastly, before we jump into those fun questions that I'm going to try and remember, so if you were to sum up, or if someone came to you and sort of said, I'm in a bit of a funk, what advice would you give them? And I know a lot of people come to you and ask you this question.
And I was telling Mark, I count myself very, very fortunate to be trusted with a lot of private conversations. And I'm not at one trying to be a counselor or psychologist or be this great advisor. I think it's a responsibility that I've got to maintain the level of in confidence discussion. But being a typical guy, sometimes it can be very reactive and say, here's what you should do. But I find it doesn't help. You just need to make sure you're there. And the first line of reply is, tell me more. Bite your tongue, really listen to them. And you'll find often the problems that they share, if those 6 people are the closest to you, you find it's not a coincidence, there's a mirror of your own problems. I don't have an example at the moment, but if somebody is sharing a problem about insecurity, and I'll go and reflect it, that's my problem too. And it gives you a lot of context to go, I'm really, really, really not alone in this. So listening is as powerful. So the advice I would give is really encourage them to tell you more and do other things like a bit of mirroring and be really curious. And for once, take the head off as Keith the friend and as somebody who's completely new. Because when they come to someone, people often share things that to strangers more than they would share with their intimate partners. Because they feel there's no sense of judgment. And I really don't. I try not to judge. In fact, I don't judge because their challenges and their experiences are unique. So I find encourage them to tell you more. Wear a different hat than you usually do. If you're a close friend, they said, what would you do differently if I'm someone else and you would tell me this problem new as a complete stranger? But make sure they come up with their own answers, their own replies, because they got to be innately driven to want to find a solution from themselves for themselves. Because if you offer them the solution, that's just Buzz giving me the solution. It's not my solution. I'm not motivated to do it at all. So you always try and end the conversations with them coming up with their own answers, their own action steps, and you're there to just nudge them a little bit. You go in the right direction. I say, my favorite quote.
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay.
You need to save that.
I'll save that for the end. But here's context with this one.
Great advice. I nearly touched you there as well. That was dangerous. So mate, that's great advice. And let's jump into the quick questions now. Quick fire questions, and let's spin around as well.
10k and 10k pain-free. See, there's another small win for today.
So, question 1, what is your favourite race?
Coast to Cozy,
Coast to Cozy.
240k.
Love it. Do you listen to anything when you run?
I try not to. If not, the only thing I listen to either piano music or my own thoughts.
Very cool. Question 3.
Yeah.
How many pairs of running shoes do you own?
19 and a half. The half is because I lost one.
Brilliant. Who has been the biggest influence in your life so far?
My wife, Helen. Both in terms of personal growth, the true me,
Yeah.
my guiding light.
Beautiful, mate. And now,
Now,
what is your favourite quote?
my favorite quote all time: there's no point running enthusiastically in the wrong direction. Slow down, really decide, is this the path that you're on? If it is, keep going. But stop and reset, stop and reset, stop and evaluate. If you're running 100 miles an hour, you may think you're progressing,
Yeah.
but you're doing it completely wrong. You'll still end up at the wrong place, even though the intention is amazing.
Yeah.
So, in the context of mental health, it's just important to just stop. Am I working hard for the right reason? Am I getting the right support? Going to a pub and drinking myself out is not the right direction.
Yeah.
Talking myself out from seeking help is not the right direction.
Yeah.
Really stop and evaluate. You don't need to beat your chest and talk about it and put it on social media all the time. Do it, talk it with a stranger, really makes a big difference. Because it takes the pressure away
Yeah.
from having to live up to a friend's expectations.
Yeah.
So there's no point running enthusiastically in the wrong direction.
Love it. And on that note, Keith, thank you so much. It's been great running and chatting with you as
It
always.
was amazing sunrise this morning.
Yeah.
So thank you for getting me out. And I feel really good across the last 55 minutes hanging out with you. At my niggle, I don't feel it.
Yeah.
So
So
I'm feeling amazing. The running euphoria. And thank you for doing what you do.
cheers.
The mental health awareness on your journey, I'm sure, has been fantastic. And thank
Yeah.
you for highlighting that. And I wish you all the best in the next
Anytime.
10 days.
Yeah. Cool. Thanks again, Keith.
Thank you.
Take care, mate.
Bye, everyone.